Cue Carrie Underwood for a moment because Jesus take the wheel. This project took weeks, so yes, it will be multiple parts. This was actually planned out for Halloween, but there was so much involved and I ran out of time. Story of my life. Anywho, I digress. You may have noticed these guys in the background of my videos for, I don't know, maybe the last year or so. I bought them before deciding to actually do anything like this, but finally decided that this is why I bought them. Okay. Okay. That's not going back on there, I guess. Doesn't really matter because the proportions are off anyways, but... because they were pretty much almost perfect. More on that later. I plan to take the heads off, but not to break them off for that matter. Too late for that. There are 2 smaller skeleton gargoyles on the Beetlejuice tombstone and 1 bigger one. As I had a few of these, I knew that they'd be for the smaller ones and I would need to adjust it to their size accordingly. To make them look more like each skeleton, I sculpted straight onto their skulls with air dry clay. This is the stuff that expands, doesn't contract. The color, though, will not matter. And glue. Glue I'm using is literally just like school glue, which is water-based, so not only will it help to blend out the air dry clay as water would, but also will help the clay stick to itself as well as the skull pieces. I am just going back and forth between sculpting and referencing a photo of the tombstone, but for the most part I'm adding more definition to the eye sockets, for lack of better terms, beefing up the eye area. And then using smaller pieces to bring out the nose area. Adding more to the teeth and shaping them. I do add some lines onto this one as well as individual teeth. And I make a fairly thick snake of clay and add that to the bottom teeth portion. Blend it in a little bit, and then to actually add the bottom teeth instead of doing one by one, I simply cut into it with scissors and then smooth out the edges as I go. Absolute graveyard going on over here. Oh, and I snapped that off. They said snap that off this time. Carrying on to the second one though, which is very similar. Except the top teeth come down a little bit further. Looking a little gummy. Ah! Ah! This one's got to be a very deep groove. And the texture on his upper lip is a little bit more defined in the middle. As well as teeth once again. Alright, now that's it. I want to reuse as many skeletal pieces as possible, even if that meant adding on or Frankensteining them together. For the skeleton torso, I actually added nails, like the kind that you'd use on wood, in between the back and the front skeleton pieces as a kind of spacer. which took a little bit of brute force, but we got there. I attached them from the back, like the back of the back into the front of the back, and then the head of it into the front, so it would stay in but also be hidden currently. For the length of each arm, as there are only 2 arm lengths between the 2 smaller skeletons I need to worry about, I went between attaching the arm and leg pieces together. Some of them could easily just pop in and out, and some of them I actually had to drill a hole between the 2 to connect them. That is a long ass one. Now do the wave. I am Frankenstein. No, little bit of blood. You can't even see it, but it's there. Oh, no. Then to bulk it out, I used a mixture of air dry clay to start, and eventually we'll continue on to using foam when it was actually on the tombstone. It's like middle school or elementary school maybe. You pretend that the glue coming off your finger was skin. However, to add the hand, because these small hands would not be cutting it, I placed some thicker wire through the break in the arm and used that as the piece for the longer pointed finger. Wrapping clay around it as well. And I also did sculpt the fingers, backs and fronts, even though the back will mostly be hidden. Using actually a screw to add further texture between the fingers. I did the same process for both skeletons, but completely opposite, as they have opposite hands coming down. Finally, it was time for the big guy. Actually, a lot easier to take apart. And the others watched as I did this to his facial structure. Using bones as a phone holder. It's giving haunting treasure, you know? Like there should be a medallion in its mouth or something. Which for the most part was the same, again, on a slightly bigger scale. Hey guys, you wanna go skiing? Now the bottom portion isn't super clear from the angle that I'm looking at, so what I'm going to do is just make it thicker. Looks like the hand is literally like grasping. The biggest difference between these guys was going to be his ears, like built off the face ears. Because I didn't want them to be freestanding, I made their shells out of wire and used a reference photo as big as I could on my phone to help shape the wire to be as, I'm going to say, anatomically correct as possible. And heated up the ends and pressed them into the skull. Now, it wasn't currently one singular piece, but it was on its way to becoming one. Then, once I had the placement, I took them out and started assembling them further. For the inner portions, I'm using a thick foam, which I got the shape of by placing the wire on top and outlining the inside. Then rolling out a snake of that same air dry clay, placing it around the wire, and then blending it into the foam, again with just some school glue. Once the clay and glue was completely set and dry, I placed the ears back onto the head and hot glued them into place. I feel like these look really weird, but I also am looking at these, so. For the body of the skeleton, I did not need the bottom portion, so I unscrewed it with scissors, might I add. We should probably just use an actual screwdriver or an impact driver. I did later take off the entire bottom portion, but I digress. This guy also has some wings to him. Using that same thick foam I had used on the ears, I'm placing him down and drawing it to the approximate size of the photo in comparison to the skeleton body that I had and drawing it out. Cutting them out. And using them as a template to draw for another. As I wanted the wing to have dimension, so the two wings would be cut down further to be added onto different foam later for framing. I hope that makes sense. So to put the skeletal pieces on, I simply used hot glue and placed them down onto thinner foam. Okay. I did go back in with more pieces to create more dimension to the top portion and then cut between the wings to be sure to give them a concave nature. When I added the other pieces on to give them more dimension, as I had mentioned, I also added hot glue to all the seams to reinforce them. Then it was finally time for the longest arm, which I used the rest of the little skeleton pieces for. using one of the hands as the hand, but seriously building onto it. Think of it as like a hand sandwich with clay as the bread. Kind of looking like a beak, like Perry Platypus. Perry the Platypus beak. Cutting out each of the fingers and shaping them. Weirdest massage ever. I flipped this over and added a very thin gauged wire to the other side to give it more reinforcement so it wasn't just clay, and also to make them kind of posable until the clay had actually fully dried. Now it's time to take off the bottom portion altogether. Unscrewing it, popping it out, and then going a step further and grinding off the rest of the spine, which sounds so painful. He also had a tail, which I fully recreated out of foam. I had a weirdly cut out sheet laying around, so I glued it, again with hot glue, folded it into itself, and twisted it to create a weird looking tube shape. Being sure to, again, hot glue all the seams to be as reinforced as I possibly could. Cutting out 2 arrow shaped pieces. To go on the end of the tail, basically where the squish tip would be, the tip of the tube. And cutting out little pieces of maybe like 1/2 inch wide to wrap around the tube from the top to the bottom to create more texture and actually use up some scraps. That is it for today's video. I do hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you in part 2. Bye guys.